Ladies and gentlemen, John Perry here. Today, I'm going to read for you the entire unclassified document that the U.S. intelligence community put out about the origin of SARS-CoV-2. This is the one published on August 27th, 2021. If you don't trust me to read it for you, you think that I might be making stuff up or something, I don't know. There's a lot of weird ideas people have right now about the origin of SARS-CoV-2. You can just go ahead and check it out. I put a link to the U.S. intelligence website in the video description. You can just read it for yourself. All right, here we go. Key takeaways. Again, this is just a summary. The full version is actually still classified, so this is what we get. These are the crumbs that the American people are allowed to feast on. The intelligence community assesses that SARS-CoV-2, the virus that causes COVID-19, probably emerged and infected humans through an initial small-scale exposure that occurred no later than November 2019, with the first known cluster of COVID-19 cases arising in Wuhan, China, in December 2019. In addition, the intelligence community was able to reach broad agreement on several other key issues. We judge the virus was not developed as a biological weapon. Most agencies also assess with low confidence that SARS-CoV-2 probably was not genetically engineered. However, two agencies believe that there was not sufficient evidence to make an assessment either way. Finally, the intelligence community assesses China's officials did not have foreknowledge of the virus before the initial outbreak of COVID-19 emerged. After examining all available intelligence reporting and other information, though, the intelligence community remains divided on the most likely origin of COVID-19. All agencies assess that two hypotheses are plausible: natural exposure to an infected animal and a laboratory-associated incident. 4 intelligence community elements and the National Intelligence Council assess with low confidence that the initial SARS-CoV-2 infection was most likely caused by natural exposure to an animal infected with it or a close progenitor virus, a virus that probably would be more than 99% similar to SARS-CoV-2. These analysts give weight to China's officials' lack of foreknowledge, the numerous vectors for natural exposure, and other factors. One intelligence community element assesses with moderate confidence that the first human infection with SARS-CoV-2 most likely was the result of a laboratory-associated incident, probably involving experimentation, animal handling, or sampling by the Wuhan Institute of Virology. These analysts give weight to the inherently risky nature of work on coronaviruses. Analysts at 3 intelligence community elements remain unable to coalesce around either explanation without additional information, with some analysts favoring natural origin, others a laboratory origin, and some seeing the hypotheses as equally likely. Variations in analytic views largely stem from differences in how agencies weigh intelligence reporting in scientific publications and intelligence and scientific gaps. The intelligence community judges they will be unable to provide a more definitive explanation for the origin of COVID-19 unless new information allows them to determine the specific pathway for initial natural contact with an animal, or to determine that a laboratory in Wuhan was handling SARS-CoV-2 or a close progenitor virus before COVID-19 emerged. The intelligence community and the global scientific community lacks clinical samples or a complete understanding of epidemiological data for the earliest COVID-19 cases. If we obtain information on the earliest cases that identified a location of interest or occupational exposure, it may alter our evaluation of hypotheses. China's cooperation most likely would be needed to reach a conclusive assessment of the origins of COVID-19. Beijing, however, continues to hinder the global investigation, resists sharing information, and blames other countries, including the United States. These actions reflect, in part, China's government's own uncertainty about where an investigation could lead, as well as its frustration the international community is using the issue to exert political pressure on China. And that's it. That is the full unclassified version of the U.S. intelligence assessment of the origin of COVID-19, August 27th, 2021. I don't really feel like it would be appropriate for me to comment on this, throw in my 2 cents here. I've done so in other videos elsewhere. You can check those out. Just to summarize what this document said, they said that they now conclude this was not a biological weapon. That's good. That's out of the way. But they are not sure if it came from natural contact with animals who were infected in the wild, or of course, on a farm or food market, or if COVID-19 came from a laboratory that was doing medical research on coronaviruses. Those are the 2 possibilities, and it is still not clear which one is correct. In order to reach a solid conclusion, they would need help from China, but China is currently unwilling to provide that help. Maybe that will change in the future. Hopefully that was helpful. Again, there are links to the actual document from the U.S. Intelligence Community website, which you can see in the video description. Stay safe out there, everybody. John Perry signing out.